Hi guys, I'm back with another review of The Walking Dead Season 1. I'm on episode 3 now, Tell It to the Fox. Also about the Karate Kid review, I might review that next week. Yeah, along with Cobra Kai Season 1. I'm still watching Season 1 anyway, so yeah. And I finally finished The Boys Season 2, so yeah, that review is definitely coming this week. So instead of the Karate Kid review and Cobra Kai Season 1 review, it'll be The Boys Season 1 review. By the weekend at least. Yeah, but I'll still be doing, The Walking Dead reviews every day. But yeah, let's get into it because I just want this to be a short review since my battery's a bit low right now. Yeah. So yeah, we continue from the events of episode 2, where Rick and his new friends were able to escape, but they left Mel behind. So eventually they need to go back and get Mel since Dell's brother's just worrying about him. When they meet Dell's brother, when they stumble across a walker, and I guess that same walker at Dell's was it deer? Because yeah, he was out hunting, and in returns he's just mad about his brother. He even gets into a little fight with Rick as well. Well, about to, but Shane had his back. Oh yeah, and yeah, Rick reunites with his family, which every time I see that scene, I sometimes want to tear up. Sorry, not cheer up, tear up. Yeah, because it's a very emotional scene every time, especially with how things have how things have went in the future with the show, and certain things that have happened. Like it's just as the show goes on, certain scenes mean a lot more. Like older scenes mean a lot more. Certain old scenes, yeah, and that's definitely one of them. And also, I think at this point, since I've watched the show, like I've rewatched season 1 so many times, definitely over 10 times, throughout over a decade now. Yeah, uh, yeah, Carl and Shane probably had a really good relationship, like out compared to Rick and Carl. Yeah, I still enjoy seeing Rick and Carl throughout the show together. But yeah, Shane and Carl. Yeah, like you could tell he would have been a good father to Carl, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna say for now. If you haven't watched the show, but yeah, but I am doing a retro review, so there's certain things that you should already know, and this show's like 10 years old now. This season's 10 years old, over 10 years old now. So yeah. Also, what else am I missing? Well, Tyrese is feeling guilty about leaving Mo behind, so he is planning to go back for him when Rick decides to go back for Mel because he doesn't want to leave no man behind, even though Mel was not the best of human beings. And Dell obviously is coming along as well to see if his brother's still okay. But yeah, Laura's not really agreeing with Rick going back. Like she doesn't really agree with that idea because he surprisingly appeared alive to him. So even the son's saying the same thing. Like he doesn't want his dad to go because he luckily got back to him because they all thought he was dead. Even Shane thought he was dead. Like he was surprised seeing him again, but then that kind of messes up his relationship with Laurie a bit. That's where things start to get complicated between Shane and Laurie when Rick comes back into the picture. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, Ed. Since Shane's going through a lot of emotions, he kind of takes out on Ed throughout the episode. Yeah, like at the campfire. When Rick's telling the story about getting back to his family, and he does mention, well, the reason why Laurie lets him go is because of the person who Rick tells about, Morgan and his son. Because without them, Rick probably would have died. So that's what, and also there's like a walkie-talkie that needs to get to what's in the bag from the police station, what had all the guns as well, because they're probably going to need them as well for what happens anyway in the next episode. Oh man, that episode definitely going to be a 10-minute review, and I feel like this is going to stretch to an extra minute anyway. So yeah, but yeah, Shane just kind of takes out his frustration because he is happy to see Rick again, but then he's also a bit upset with how things are going with Laurie because they kind of had a thing together. Because he thought his best friend was dead, and now just seeing him alive, he's going through a lot of emotions, and that was kind of a unique thing back in the day. You never really seen a show do some kind of crap like that. Oh my god. Because to describe that is kind of a lot. Basically thinking his friend's dead, then he gets with his wife, then his friend just comes out of nowhere alive, and then all the things that are probably going through his mind. Yeah. So he basically takes out on Ed. Also, Ed's kind of a douche anyway. Would you say more of a douche than Shane? At that point in time, anyway. Yeah. I'd say he's the biggest douche in the camp. Well, Merle, we never really got to see him with the entire group at that time, so yeah. Oh yeah, so Merle, basically, when they get to the place, Mel's gone, like, and you can see that his hands, cut off. So maybe he escaped. And for people who have already watched the show, you kind of know what happens, and then you just see Dell saying "No." Yeah, that scene. You can kind of tell that he was really close with his brother, and it's all that he had. But yeah, I guess we'll see in the future if he's still alive. And since I've watched the show over 10 times, I know his fate. And yeah, there's two scenes with Ed and Shane. The first one is when Ed's just being a jerk and burning all the wood for the campfire, which they're probably gonna need that for another night. So Shane tells him to pull it out, and Cowell and sorry, I'm just coughing a lot right now. Cowell and her daughter, and they kind of apologize for that. Well, Cowell anyway, but Shane says it's no problem. But he definitely doesn't like Ed. I don't know if you'd say like before Merle, well, because we never really got to see Merle in the camp with the group, and because we all know that Merle wasn't really that liked from the group. But I guess Ed would have been the second worst member of the group. Yeah. And then I guess third, oh, I don't even want to say Shane though, because man, I just love him. Without Shane, I don't know how the first two seasons would be. Yeah, there'd still be good with the cast, but yeah, I just love rewatching the early seasons because this was like, sorry, the Walking Dead cast at their best. To me, never really got better than the cast that we had because some of them are always, not all of them are gonna stay. So yeah, especially over time, and since this show goes up to 11 seasons, which we're on season 10 right now, and we're getting like a third act, so which is that that's really cool. Yeah, this review's kind of gone over 5 minutes. It's like going on to 8 minutes, but it's kind of hard to not talk about The Walking Dead. Well, it's hard to only talk about The Walking Dead for 5 minutes. Yeah, and this is an episode that I've watched many, 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 many times. But yeah, the second time when confronts Ed is when the women are drying clothes, which kind of feels a bit, yeah. I don't even know what to say about that, but even in the apocalypse, women are still washing the clothes instead of the men helping out. And yeah, they kind of complain about that. And then just make jokes with each other about, oh, I don't even want to mention the thing that Andrea says, and then Carl says she has one too. And you guys who've watched that scene, you kind of know what happens, what they're actually talking about. But then Ed comes over and says that you shouldn't be having fun while working, and he starts to drag away Cowell as well. And things just get heated, and then that's when Shane comes and just beats his ass. And I think this is after he was doing things with, well, when he was bonding with Cal, because Laurie doesn't really want Shane around Cal and her. After Rick came back, like she's just like, you told me my husband was dead, so yeah, she's kind of confused as well with this whole situation. And reuniting with Rick, which they because before Rick came back, like Shane was probably in their camp area, but then when Rick came back, like he just got pushed aside, and he just feels mad about that. So when he's beating Ed's ass, then he's probably killing him, and Carl's just like crying, even though this husband's a douche. Like it's still a husband at the end of the day. Like she doesn't want him to die. But yeah, Shane stops, but yeah, then he rubs his head. The classic rubbing head, which Shane does. Yeah, I love Shane. Watching this season, well, this episode again, just makes me wish that There's certain characters I wish never died. Oh, I said it. I wish never died. So yeah, Shane. I wish he never died. This is a retro review anyway. Like these seasons are old, so I'm just reviewing them for retro. So like you guys probably should have already watched these seasons anyway. So yeah, because Shane does die in season 2 at the end of season 2. So yeah, like when it comes to the top 3 characters who should have still been alive, definitely Shane's one of them. I just kind of wish that they when that he was in season 3, where he should have joined that group along with another character. But yeah, Shane was awesome. But yeah, I don't know what else I need to talk about. Well, it's good to see Andrea and Amy reunite. Rick gets back his wedding ring from Laurie when they're talking with each other. Yeah, I just and then I would have said how things kind of end off with Dell just screaming his well screaming no. Yeah, everyone's just like, oh crap, what have you done? But yeah, we'll just see what happens next, which I already know, obviously. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna end the review here. I can't stop coughing. Lol. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. I will have episode 4 review tomorrow. That should be fun. Vatos, that's a big episode, so I can't wait to review that. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna upload this review now. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.